organization that placed these reservoirs at Washington Park on the National Register of Historic Places. The reason why we're here having this hearing, just as we did with the Mount Tabor reservoirs, I submitted 9 pages today speaking directly to the criteria. As has been stated by many people, the Water Bureau hasn't met the criteria for demolition. It's only in an Orwellian world of doublespeak, and the Water Bureau suggests that they have considered the value of the open reservoirs. Why is it that in presenting to the Historic Landmark Commission, or BDS, they failed to provide them with the 70-page report, the Historic Structures, Washington Park Historic Structures Report, Reservoirs 3 and 4, that was prepared in 2010? Why was that?
You're saying that's not in the record? I'm sorry?
Well, I submitted it to the record, at the last minute. And we've been stakeholders. We've been acknowledged by every commissioner, Mayor Potter, Eric Stan, Dan Salzman, for years. We've not been contacted about this process, so it has not been a good public process. It's been only about what goes on top, what happens after you demolish. But if you read the first page of this report, the reason why, to answer my own question, why is it they didn't present this to the Historic Landmark Commission? Because they want to present the reservoirs as dilapidated, but what it says is that they were carefully designed and built for durability and low maintenance. Those considerations have allowed the structures to age gracefully. Electronic measuring or pipe controls supplement historic resources instead of replacing them. Concrete finishes on the 2 gatehouses and structural damage at the pump house have been previously repaired. It goes on and on, but the bottom line in all of this, it says that they are generally in good condition. And as others have stated, you can go through goal by goal and there's misrepresentations. And I don't necessarily blame BDS, although who do you have as the applicant for the Water Bureau? A BDS employee who is brought over to the Water Bureau to work on non-mission projects. So that was set up so that you could have BDS working on both sides to expedite this process so that we're not addressing alternatives. The public has never been able to meaningfully address the many alternatives. The risks from seismic are indeed overstated, and FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Board that addressed the small hydro plant that was at Mount Tabor, they sent a letter to the Water Bureau that was an example of how the Water Bureau overstates risks. Those are much larger tanks, as you know, 50 million gallons on Reservoir 6, 35 each section. The reservoirs up at Washington Park are very small, and I've submitted many documents to Amanda over the years that show, through our extensive research, dam reports, that if there were an extensive seismic event in Portland, the anticipation was only minor leaking. Well, those are huge reservoirs, so if there were a catastrophic event up at Washington Park, the damage would be limited given the significant construction techniques that were used in building these reservoirs. So in the 9-page document, I went through goal by goal and where information was lacking, from the Water Bureau to BDS, and they're absolutely wrong in terms of, just simple things, even on the little things like access. I submitted the resolutions to you. Some of you might have been here. Dan, you were here in 2006, where a resolution was brought to council. We're updating the reservoirs. They opened the access to the reservoirs. I was there for the grand celebration. I sent you the press releases. So in addition to the document, I've sent probably 10 emails over the last few days with documents that support the...
I think those are in the record.
Okay.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I appreciate